We're adding the finishing touches to our game now. In this lesson, we'll create the ribs for the top housing. Let's begin by hiding the bottom housing. Right-click on the bottom housing, Hide Components. Now let's make the top housing visible. Right-click, Edit Part. I'm going to insert a sketch on the top plane. Take a normal 2 view. First, I'll drop 2 circles here. And my second circle. Now a few lines. Right-click, End Chain. Second line, right-click, End Chain. Right-click, End Chain. And one more line. And right-click and select to close the line tool. Now we'll apply dimensions. The circle will be 130 millimeters in diameter. OK. The smaller circle will make 87 millimeters in diameter. And OK. The angle between these 2 lines will be 20 degrees. OK. This angle here will make 5 degrees. OK. And this angle we'll define at 20 degrees. OK, right-click and select to close the Dimension tool. Let's shift and select all of the entities. We're going to convert them to construction geometry by checking the For Construction checkbox in the Options section of the Properties window. Click OK. Next, I'm going to drop in 2 more circles. Right-click and select to close the Circle tool. Let's shift-select the 2 circles and add a co-radial relation. Let's shift-select these 2 circles as well and add a co-radial relation. Now we're going to use the Trim tool. Let's pull in the Line tool again. And a second line here. Right-click and select to close the Line tool. Let's exit the sketch. Let's drag our new sketch above the shell feature. Let's roll back as well. Let's go to the Features tab, activate the Boss Extrude tool. We'll select this sketch. The extrusion will be 12 millimeters. Just be sure it's going in the right direction and click OK. Let's make a quick change to that extrude. I forgot to uncheck the Merge Result option. Let's fix that and click OK. I'm going to insert an axis now. Insert, Reference Geometry, Axis. For the axis, I'll use the front plane and the right plane. OK. Now let's activate the Circular Pattern tool. Our axis is already pre-selected. Let's go to Bodies to Pattern. We'll select Extrude 1. And let's make our supporting sketch visible. The number of instances, 25. I want to point out one thing. The total angle we see displayed here is 215 degrees. However, when we created the sketch, you may remember that this angle was 20 degrees, this angle is 180, and here we've got another 20 degrees. If you combine all of these together, you get 220. So where's that missing 5 degrees? That discrepancy occurs because this segment itself has got a 5-degree resolution, as you may remember when we created the sketch. I've added that here, which makes both sides equal. Let me demonstrate again. If I change this angle to 220, tab to register, now the left and right sides are no longer symmetrical. Let's restore to 215 and click OK. Let's create an offset surface now. Surfaces to offset, this one and this one. And this face as well. Offset distance 2 millimeters, click OK. Let's use the Surface Extend tool now. We'll take this edge out 3 millimeters. OK. Now let's make a cut. Insert, Cut with Surface. Our surface extend is already pre-selected. For Feature Scope, let's choose All Bodies. Change the cut direction and click OK. Now let's right-click and hide the Surface Extrude. And let's combine all of these bodies. We've got 24 solid bodies here. Shift-select them. Then right-click and select Combine. Operation type, we'll choose Add. And click OK. Let's hide our supporting sketch. And let's roll our line back down. Everything looks pretty good now. Go ahead and save your assembly. And this concludes our lesson about adding ribs to the top housing. We'll be picking up from here in the next lesson by adding ribs to the bottom housing.